This is just AMZN on Friday, October 5th, 2018. And looking at this morning, we were just chopping around, making a little bit of consolidation in here, just, accumulating, distributing, whatever. Coming right into the highs of yesterday's closing, or last hour, I should say, not the closing price, but a little bit up from the closing price. Maybe trapping a few bears if we do end up opening up here. But I mean, how the Bears should be like getting out, or I mean, this was a continuation. Then this, we're coming back up a little bit. If we turn this into an S curve into 1925, then roll over, or we could push lower easily into 1900 again, maybe even past it. I think the next line is around 1880. And then after that one is 1863, something like that, around 1865, which we did get to when we spiked down that one day last week. As we're going higher, there's still a lot of bears in the way. More people looking to short. If there's a little bit of still a little bit of an imbalance just with so many bears in the first half of the day, and then just sideways for the second half of the day. So there's still people buying here looking for this to be a bounce. So it could bounce here. This is a really nice accumulation since midday yesterday. And then if we can get going, get up above 1925, pull back into it, and then bounce from there, it'd be some sort of breakout from just a sideways move or lack of move. So anyway, let's get into the day and see what happens. So immediately sell back down. So we're still in this range. We're going to hang out, wait for something decisive to be done. Moving on up a little bit. Okay, there you go. Move up into 1925, a little bit past, but didn't even hold it. Just sold off sharp right from that. Right back into the range here from yesterday. And now we're breaking down. Okay, looks like things are breaking down. We're into the lows from yesterday and the pivot here. We've got a little bit of a stair step here that comes into kind of a retest candle of these lows. And it's still a really large range if you were to do like a stop up here and a trigger down here. I mean, that's way too far. So you'd want to get a stop somewhere else, maybe up here, 1917, and a trigger down around 1900. I'm not sure. That one still seems too large. Okay, so this moved up a little bit more. We had a bearish engulfing candle here. Zoom in on this some more. Bearish engulfing candle here. We're retesting into that range, which we did here. Now we're doing a second time here. This has a nice resistance to it from yesterday, from pre-market. So we've actually come up to a really good retest point. And this is where you could be getting in bearish at 1915. It doesn't quite get there. And then a stop up here. That's still $15. It still seems so far. Here's a really nice small candle. I like that. I like the small ones. You can do a setup on this. So now I would change it to be, okay, we're going to get in 1909 by 1917, and we got the squeeze going. We got the bearish momentum, losing a little bit, but you'll have that after having this kind of a move up. But I'm looking for this to be a reversal, right at a good resistance, right there, and it starts to go. Okay, evening to reversal, inside candle. Let's see which way this breaks. Oh, still somewhat inside. Okay, now it's breaking down. So you got a little bit of a double top here, a little bit of just stair step, and then it breaks down, trapping these folks. Hopefully you're in after it rolled over from here, and your stop's up here. And we'll see if we can get back down into the low here around 1895. And we just chop around, stair step, move down a little bit. Okay, we got past that. Hopefully took a little bit of profit at the low of the day. It is continuing lower. It's already at 1890. The squeeze has just fired on this candle, which means we technically could go, quite a few more bars lower. So nice stair step, triangle, kind of a continuation. This is a nice buying candle. but it's not quite down to our 1880 price. So it's not at a good location, and it just continued lower. Look at that. Right there, 1880 on the nose, and our line is 1880.05. I forgot about the 05. Okay. That's a really nice place to actually look like we're going to get a hammer. It doesn't work. We continue to lower. We've got 4 candles in a row, had 4 here. This could just kind of chop around here a little bit. It consolidates and then roll over some more if it keeps going, or bounce. And looks like we're going to start to bounce. This is looking like a double bottom. Here's your neckline. Want to have a good close above, pull back, and then higher. And we get a breakdown. So we actually didn't continue on higher. Here's another nice candle. This is, our low is 1868.50. Still not quite down to our next price, lower. But this looks like a little bit of a ascending triangle, and then a breakdown and a retest, and this is going to roll over possibly. There it goes, rolls over, and quickly moves down. What is that, 5 bearish candles, just stair steps for the last 25 minutes, right at the low, losing a lot of bearish momentum into the squeeze again, and then actually push lower, and we actually get into our line. This line is at 1863.84. Nice hammer candle at that support. You could trade this high by the low, or you could wait for some sort of retest, and I think that was the retest right there. So this price, the low was about 1870. The high in this candle was almost 1870. So that's your retest. That's your retest candle. It all happened within a 5-minute candle, but that's your retest of that hammer candle. And so something's changing a little bit more bulls in here. Got a nice little hammer. This looks like another stair step. We want to see this move higher, and it does. All right, so we move up. We're into 1880. This is a bearish engulfing inside candle, and we want to really take this in the direction it's going to go. So 1883 by 1873, or 1873 by 1883, and probably just go down and grab an R if it goes bearish, or if it goes bullish. Let's look for a retest up to probably 1897. That was kind of the body here. The open on that was about 1897. So let's see if you're doing a bracket on this, 1897. You know, it's really only an hour and a half with the stock, but with options, it could be more. Looks like we're breaking out, going higher. 1885 is our high here. And there we go. Oh, we're all the way into 1900. So we went flying right past 1897. Hopefully you, if you're doing a trade on this or watching this, looking at these candles, when this broke out, maybe you ended up having a target up here a little bit higher. But either way, the squeeze helped push that up. 6 bullish momentum candles in a row is pretty helpful. Pull back a little bit. Looks like we wick up a little. So the high here is 1903.83, and these 2 candles are 6 cents away from being tweezer tops. But this is looking like kind of a relative high, higher low, like another triangle. I like having triangles today. And that's starting to break down. There you go. Indecision candle, breaking down. And, well, this was the big bearish move. We've had a lot of bearish moves. I don't know how successful this one's going to be, rolling it back down, especially after that kind of bullish move. And, bulls looking to buy it up, back up. And all right, move down a little bit. If we get down to 1884 or so, 1880, that's a great place to buy. That would be more of maybe a multi-bottom sort of thing, downslope. Now this is sort of a neckline on it if it came up to here, but I don't know. It's a bit of a stretch. It's hard to kind of see it in that, but anyway, looks like we pull back a little bit more, and we start to reverse with a Morningstar reversal. Come back up right into the pivot here. We're really close to yesterday's lows with the price that we're kind of pausing at. Still a bearish candle of the day, but there you go. That was the day. So if we zoom in a little bit, I can get it to zoom in a little bit. There you go. So let's say you traded on this candle. with the put. That was the 925 candle. If we go look at, let's see, I want to look at puts. So that was the 925 candle. Looks like that could have been bracketed like 2 by 1 or 175 by 75 or something to keep it a buck. But if you get in on this anywhere here, you're majorly profitable if you held through some of this and then you lost a lot as the market makers are trying to suck all the premium out. But this strike, 1875, it actually didn't, no, I'm sorry, it did get into the money. And yeah, it made a nice little profit pretty quickly. So going from up here way down here, getting the money by almost 13 bucks, and that's reflected in the stock price. So now for over here, buying a hammer off this, let's get in on the 1240 call. I'm sorry, the 1240 strike, and let's see, 1875 is right there. Let's look at the 1900. Yeah, that's what I got up. So pretty flat all through this, and then it started to jump a little bit. And if you were getting in, loading up on some very small option prices, you could have made a killing on this as it moved on up and almost retested the earlier day low. So a little bit of money to be made on the bullish side, most of the money to be made on the bearish side, and just got to keep learning those candles to go to this. I really like how it interacted with the 21, touched it here, here, broke out through it, retested to it, and then just ran up, pulled back through it, still touching it, and yeah, just a good movement with this being another S curve. So if we zoom out a little bit, you can see we had a distribution up here, a retest, roll over, retest, roll over, continuation, sideways, and then broke down bearish again. So this is starting to look like a bit of a V right here, but then it just reversed. So so we had a nice move up, which I'm sure a number of folks are looking for that. But if you look at the daily, we've been selling off pretty sharply. We don't normally do that unless we're merging some candles and maybe it happened in here, something like that. But this is new lows. We actually had a squeeze fired bearish, which is really interesting. I'm still wondering if this just reverses here. I mean, we're still holding this 1863 price, 1863.84. So I still don't want to get lines down here. I still don't want to get rid of lines down here or lines up here. I like this framework. It's just a matter of zooming in on a smaller time frame, excuse me, and identifying what it could be moving between. So like today, here's the final. Today, just like some other days, we moved up and then cut back down through 2, maybe 3 of our strikes, went up, cut through 1, rolled over, moved up to 1, and then down through 1 more, and then into another. So these, like I said before, these lines, like this one here, or no, 1880, sorry, 1870, what is it? Oh, it was just 1863.84. That one's been on here since that day. That's going back to July 25th, 18. And it was a good place to buy today. So some of these are relevant. It'd be great if maybe I didn't have somebody on there. I might be able to get rid of some of these lower ones. But anyway, hope this makes sense and you can see some of what's going on and figuring out how to make some money. So hope you enjoyed this video. This is just AMZN. Thanks.